Hey everybody, it's Eric at Nailed or Failed Reviews. Today we're going to be doing a review video on the Sunseeker 4-in-1 multi-purpose pole saw. This thing comes with a trimmer, a chainsaw, a hedge clipper, and a few other accessories. And today we're going to go over the unboxing. We're going to show you all the pieces that comes with, how to put it together, and then we're going to head out in the yard and we're going to use a bunch of these tools because we've started our spring projects here on the Front Range. Everyone's under stay-at-home orders with the coronavirus, and so we decided, hey, let's take the opportunity and do some review videos. So let's check it out now on Nailed or Failed Reviews. So today we're going to be going over this Sunseeker 4-in-1 multi-purpose pole saw. Now a lot of people might be hesitant to buy something like this because it's attachment pieces. It's one motor and then they give you all these attachments. And in the past these have been around for a long time, but some of them have been known to be very cheap. They will break at some point and usually are not worth it. Now I picked this up off Amazon for less than $200. So again, if you want to buy it, if you like the video, please help support the channel by purchasing with our affiliate links down below. But I decided to invest in this because number one, I don't have a lot of space to keep all these different tools. Growing up, we had all of it. We had a small tractor, we had the chainsaw and the trimmer and the hedge clippers and all these different gas power tools that you got to maintain. And so I said, well, let's see how good this one is, because we do have a few uses for things like the chainsaw. We do have a few bushes around the house so that we can use the hedge clippers. And then definitely the trimmer, you can use that all year long for weeds and, just keeping the grass trimmed around the sidewalks and whatnot. So today we're going to be doing the unboxing and we're going to get into showing you guys how this thing works. So let's see what we get here. So it looks like we've got the gas tank, number one. We've got, this is the harness and the guard here, the trimmer guard. So we've got a handle. Looks like they package things individually. So we've got, looks like they've got it marked here to say it's the chainsaw attachment. This looks like. So you've got, well, this is another piece that has a tank on it, so we'll have to see what that goes to. But you've got a little saw here. So this is a 12-inch bar. So okay, so you got that. Then we've got the main motor. Again, this is a 24cc motor and pretty beefy. So this has definitely got some heft to it. Also we've got the string trimmer part, so that looks pretty dang beefy there. This head unit that holds the string trimmer on, and yeah, so we'll see about that. Some loose piece in here, so we don't want to lose that. I don't know what that goes to. This looks like it's actually a cutting blade, a hard surface cutting blade. You can see here they've got a bunch of different ones on here, but this is this 3-bladed thing for cutting down, brush and small little woody brush, like bushes. So this looks like the string trimmer piece. And then we've got the hedge clippers here. So yeah, we've got the hedge clipper. It's got some guards on it, so it's not cutting the box up, so that's kind of nice. I guess you could keep those and put that on there. So we'll see how that works later on. So this is kind of one of the things that I was hesitant on buying it, just because it has all these pieces, and now you're talking about, where are you going to keep all these, and you got to make sure that they don't get lost. And then if you have, a relative use it, or your son or daughter, then they got to know how these pieces go together and where they're stored and all that good stuff. So a few things to keep in mind, when you're talking about buying one of these multi-purpose saws. So okay, so now that we got it unboxed, let's actually show you guys all these pieces that you get. You actually get about 14 things in total in this package with all the attachments, depending on the model that you get. So let me start there. Again, this is the Sunseeker model. This is the MFT26I, and again, we've provided some of these affiliate links there down below. These are all the pieces that you get, including the harness. So again, depending on the package that you get, you may or may not get this pretty substantial harness. And if you're doing a bunch of work, then you're probably gonna wanna put this on because it can hold this whole thing up for you instead of, you know, you holding on to it. So let's talk about all the pieces that you get. So again, MFT26I, this is the 2-stroke version. You get this motor with the 1 bar on it that you see here. Then you're gonna have this other secondary piece to that main one. And you get this hedge clippers for trimming bushes. And then the other pieces that you get are, this is the unit that holds the grass clipper, the trimmer, traditional trimmer. And then this also holds this, it's a clipper for the like bushes, you know, like heavy brush. And then for the chainsaw piece, it has its own pole here that you see, as well as the unit, like the head of it, where the blade will go. And it also includes a little reservoir in the back here for oil. So that's kind of nice that they actually have a proper reservoir for it. The other nice thing about these different pieces that pivot, like the hedge clippers and this chainsaw unit, is that they do have some grease Zerk fittings on them so that you can actually put some grease into there. So that's nice to see. Again, you get the bar, and this is actually, when it's all put together, this is a 10-inch saw. So you're gonna have a 10-inch length that you can cut, and that comes with its own chain. I'm not sure how good that is, as well as a cover for it. You also get a handle for the unit, and then this has sort of like a stabilizer so that it looks like you could do it lefty or righty, depending on how you put it on. But this has 4 bolts on it that you're gonna have to take off and clamp this on here. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. And then nice thing is they actually give you a mixing jug. Now this one's kind of crushed, unfortunately, but they give you a nice mixing jug for the gasoline and for the oil, because again, this is 2-stroke. So it's a mixture of oil and gas to get this thing running. And I really like how they give you this, and it looks like it's about the same size as the gas tank, so that way, you know, you're not just mixing a bunch of that stuff and letting it sit around, because you know, sometimes you just use these a few times a year, you know, maybe 6-7 times a year or whatever, to do some major jobs, or if you're trimming every time after you do the lawn mowing, then maybe you're using it more. So anyways, this is gonna be handy. You're gonna notice that on these bars that you see here, the way that they work is internally, there is a screw basically, or not a screw, but a keyed piece of steel. And I'll come up closer and show you guys just so you can see it, but you can see there, it's a keyed piece of steel. Hopefully you can see that there. And that basically just fits into a key here on the main shaft, and so that's how it spins the head of it. So pretty basic, but one of the things I wanted to point out is that they ship them with these little plastic caps on each end, and they're just these little flimsy rubber things, so they're definitely not like sticking on here, you know, they can easily fall off. But what they're doing is they're capturing this rod that's inside of here. And again, like I mentioned before, that it has all these pieces to it. This is another thing that you got to watch out for, is that this rod can actually come out of there. So it's not attached internally in any way other than the bushings that are inside of this tube that are capturing it so that it can spin. But like I said, you can see it's going in and out, and each one of these has it. Even the main unit here has its own piece in there that can come out. So you want to be sure that you are aware of that, because you know, somebody could pick this up and say, hey son, go get me the you know, the trimmer and this piece, and grab it, and he's walking through the yard, and next thing you know, this falls out somewhere and never to be found again. So be aware of that. So I'm not sure if these caps will be useful for people, but you might be able to keep them around and put some tape on them or something to hold them on. So it does come with a little instruction manual. It shows you, the gas procedures to set the choke on it. But if you've ever used a gas trimmer, you're going to be familiar with all that stuff. So it's pretty standard for a lot of people. So let me get into showing you guys exactly how each one of these goes together real quick, and then we can get outside and start chopping this tree up.